Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back to your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, I do want to start off this video really kind of addressing the big question, which is XRP for the retail sector? And I think that we've kind of gone over this quite a bit already on the channel. One of the biggest things I talk about with XRP is how it's mainly focused heavily for B2B institutions, things like that. Now, does that mean that retail should not have a hand in XRP? Absolutely not. And I don't think that that is going to be the case, but I will say this. One thing about XRP that I find very interesting is the possibility of retail actually being priced out of it. We're kind of seeing that with Bitcoin, and I will be addressing that in this video. But I want to go over to this article. So this article got posted back in July, and it says new XRP price predictions suggest retail investors may soon be priced out. Now, this is going off of that top banker saying XRP cannot remain cheap long-term and retail investors will be priced out. This is that Shannon Thorpe. You guys probably remember this post talking a little bit about how XRP could go to $100 to $500. There's a big discussion on this everywhere. Everyone had mixed feelings. There was a lot of negativity, stuff like that. But listen, with all that in mind, I do believe that eventually retail will be priced out of almost all of these major assets, XRP being one of them. Why do I say that? Well, it's very simple, right? It's the overall growth and the adoption of crypto, specifically utility tokens. And I will talk to you guys about that here in a second. But also, going over here to July, we've seen Ripple says US banks will want to use XRP cryptocurrency after partial victory in SEC fight. Now, at this time, right, Ripple said that they were confident that US banks will start wanting to use XRP for cross-border transactions after a judge gave the firm a partial victory in its fight against the SEC. Now, of course, we already know all of the actual information behind this on how XRP was deemed a currency and not a security necessarily. But as we really kind of look at this, the significance is in the fact that US banks will want to use XRP, because we already know from November actually of 2022, Brad Garlinghouse was saying that Bank of America is a huge partner of Ripple and they are waiting for a lawsuit to end. So they were waiting for the lawsuit to come to an end, and they were looking forward to utilizing XRP. And I do question if Bank of America is gonna, if they are gonna go live with XRP. And remember, right, like if Bank of America goes live with XRP, specifically on-demand liquidity, what are all of these other major banks going to do? Because remember, it opens the door for competitiveness. All banks will most likely follow through, correct? Because we do know from Monica Long, she actually said that banks need to adapt or they will die. And it's kind of right on par with this viewpoint in terms of just the first bank going fully live with on-demand liquidity. In my opinion, the first bank going live with on-demand liquidity, well, it's the nail in the coffin. I think that after that, all games end and almost every single major other bank will want to utilize this technology because of the efficiencies. Now, with that in mind, I made a tweet and I said the idea that XRP was never meant for retail is a bit exaggerated. But as this market matures, it can get serious. Remember that Ripple doesn't dictate who can buy or use XRP. Their focus for XRP is clear: institutions. I think the biggest obstacle for retail to be part of the journey is simply price. Today, the idea of buying one Bitcoin for the average individual is almost impossible. Retail gets left behind in numerous ways, but price is the #1 obstacle. The real question isn't if XRP is meant for retail, but if retail will be able to have enough XRP when the time comes. High values for XRP gets thrown around often, and many laugh at those ideas. But that's okay. Realistically speaking, how many people can buy 10K XRP, 50K XRP, or even 100K XRP? You get the picture. Even at today's prices for XRP, it's hard to own large amounts. And yeah, right, like, you know, this is the case. I mean, how many people out there could really afford to go out and buy, you know, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 XRP? I mean, it's definitely a small number. And you got to remember, right, that it's hard for the average individual to buy a ton of XRP right now. And I think the last time that we really kind of did a deep dive in on it, there was only about 4.7 million wallets. And remember, how many of those wallets is duplicated by 2 because of the individual holding XRP? They might have 1 wallet, 2 wallets, 3, 4, 5. Who knows how many wallets they actually have that are active? So out of the 4.7 million wallets, I'd argue that maybe even 50% of that number is actually active XRP holders. And it's hard to hold XRP, and I mean a large amount of XRP right now, even with that just amount of adoption, which is pretty interesting to think about. Now, I did say as institutional adoption happens and utilization increases, I personally believe a lot of these assets will price retail out of owning large amounts. You need to remember that this space is still in its infancy. That's why I think we all need to take advantage of this market when it gives us incredible opportunities. And this clip, real quick, is a minute long. Listen closely.
Many people are using cryptos just to buy and sell and make quick gains out of it. Does it hurt the growth of cryptocurrencies, that usage for a quick buck?
So I mean, it's kind of chicken and egg. You have to create a marketplace. And right now, we have about 150, 200 exchanges around the world that trade in XRP. A lot of it, as you say, is very shallow trading by individuals. And that is not the use case that we are pursuing. What we are pursuing is the use of XRP as a financial asset by sophisticated institutions as a bridging mechanism. So does this hurt or harm? Well, it creates a lot of noise. And you know, we certainly don't want that much noise, but we're waiting. And for example, this last quarter, the bulk of XRP sales were to institutional investors. And as this transitions away from retail to institutions who will start to use it for wholesale you know, financial usage, that's when the turning point will come.
Got it.
So the turning point will come when they are going into wholesale adoption. Wholesale is central bank to central bank, or just major banks to banks. But as he did say, like, he doesn't really care too much about the retail sector usage. It's more heavily focused on the institutional grade sector. Now, remember that this is Ripple. Right, like this is Ripple's focus on XRP. Does that mean that XRP wasn't designed for retail use? No, it doesn't. It just means that that's Ripple's focus. Being a retail investor or even a user, you can use XRP, you can buy and sell XRP all day long. But I do think that we will get to the point in time where XRP is very expensive. And I think that it really kind of all stems down to the adoption cycle for XRP, the use of XRP, how much demand there's going to be for XRP. You got to remember that a lot of the focus from Ripple side of things isn't really to increase the value of XRP, but from all of their initiatives where you have mass adoption through the institutional grade sector and they're doing massive transactions 24/7, 365. Well, guess what? Now you have a lot more demand. The supply stays the same, the demand increases, which ultimately equals value increased. So as we really kind of look at this, yes, I do think that XRP will eventually price the retail sector out, very similar to Bitcoin, right? Like, it's almost impossible for the average individual to hold 1 Bitcoin. I wonder what the future will look like for XRP. And this is not me, you know, trying to be, you know, hey, a salesman, like XRP is going to price you out. No, I just think that over time, as we really kind of look at this market, you got to understand that we are still very early on in this market. I do think that long term, I think that we are going to see mass institutional grade adoption and mass adoption of this type of technology. And I think that there could ultimately be trillions of dollars flowing through the space, whether that be through tokenization endeavors or just through ultimately, you know, adoption of this technology. And when we have that, and when we're, you know, settling trillions of dollars per day, the question comes down to what will be the value of XRP at that time? Because not only do you have institutional grade adoption, but you still also have the retail side of things through the XRP ledger, which I just recently made a video talking about how much adoption there is for the XRP ledger. Now, like I said, yes, high values for XRP do get thrown out there often, and a lot of people do laugh at it, just like, you know, a lot of people are laughing at this analyst talking about how XRP could get to some of these values. Now, at that time, right, I think mainly the problem with this tweet wasn't so much the prices that she was throwing out, but the time frame on XRP reaching these values. But, you know, as we really kind of look at XRP, I don't think it's the question of if it was made for retail or not. The better question would be, will retail be able to own a significant amount of XRP in the future? And I honestly don't. I just don't think they will be, because, you know, through all of the endeavors, through everything that is happening around Ripple and XRP, and you got to look at tokenization and things like that, I just don't see how these assets are extremely cheap in the future. And I say that with the idea that I've done so much research on these assets like XRP, and I know that as we start to see banks, specifically large banks, like for example, Bank of America, this is a top 4 bank. Once they go live with this type of technology and they gain that competitive advantage over banks like, for example, Citi or JP Morgan, that's not going to be pretty. And those banks are not going to sit by and let this happen. And I guarantee you right now that JP Morgan is not going to see the efficiencies like, for example, Bank of America using XRP with Ethereum, right? We know that JP Morgan loves Ethereum. We know that they have been using Ethereum forever. I just don't think that the efficiencies are as good as XRP. So if Bank of America does go live with XRP on-demand liquidity, which we've been waiting for, right? The lawsuits kind of put behind us. I think that this is going to really start a domino effect around other major banks going live with this type of technology. Will it be XRP on-demand liquidity? I think that on-demand liquidity with XRP will gain a significant amount of adoption through major banks. And I think that once we do see that, it's really kind of game over. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on because I'm free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Peace out.